You know, the internet is a crazy place, especially places like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. It gives people the opportunity and power and and the stage, rather, to say things that's on their mind, no matter how stupid or idiotic they may seem. I see a post on my timeline on Facebook, and it says Klay Thompson is just a slightly better Duncan Robinson with more opportunities. That just goes to show you some people really shouldn't be on the internet. Well, they should be on the internet. Just all opinions aren't good opinions. And to say that Klay Thompson is just a slightly better Duncan Robinson is just it's a blatant disrespect to Klay Thompson for one. For two, Duncan Robinson is a spot up 3-point shooter. That's all he's ever really been doing since he's been in the NBA. He's had a couple good seasons of shooting, but as far as being able to get hot like Klay, there's maybe two or three players in the NBA history that's been able to get as hot as Klay Thompson and stay hot. Like there's players who can get hot like for a stretch, maybe 5, 6 minutes, maybe a quarter even. Some maybe even half. But there's very few players. Off the top of my head, I can think of like Kobe, like Dame. Um, those are the two players I can think of that can get the hottest. Like unconscious and just chuck away shots and just get that hot. As far as like spot up 3-point shooters, like Kyle Korver maybe. Duncan Robinson never has gotten that hot in the NBA since he's been in the NBA. Klay Thompson has multiple games. I think he's behind Steph, but multiple games of like 10 plus threes, 11 plus threes, and 12 plus threes. Him and Steph, I think, are the only Steph, and Dame. I think are the only players that's been able to do that. Duncan Robinson hasn't come close to doing that. I'm not even going to talk about the defensive side of the ball because that's what really separates both of them. I'm going to stay on the offensive side just to point out the stupidity in that statement. Klay Thompson has 37 points in the quarter. I don't think Duncan Robinson has had 25 points in the quarter. Maybe 20. He's probably done it maybe once or twice. Even just this last year, Klay Thompson had 2 games in the season where he had 12 plus threes. This is all just off the top of my head. Klay Thompson has multiple games of like 40 points with like 10 plus threes, and I think like maybe like 2 or 3 free throws, maybe if any free throws. Does Duncan Robinson even have a 40-point game? And that whole argument thing, it's what I call a Damian Lillard argument. People that make that basic argument that well, Damian Lillard is the same thing as Steph Curry. I mean, if you put Damian Lillard on the Golden State Warriors, he'll do the same thing Steph does. All it does is undermine great players and try to boost up players who haven't accomplished what great players have. That's when you have these stupid arguments that say, "Well, if Ray Allen played today, he had 3-point record just like Steph got." Not even pointing out the fact that Steph passed up Ray Allen and Reggie Miller in less shots, less time with greater efficiency. They don't look at that part. Not even looking at the type of threes that Steph takes, and he still has high efficiency. But going back to the Klay argument, Klay It's not the fact that he has more opportunities. He's a better shooter for one. He works well in that offense. I don't think Duncan Robinson, if given the opportunity in that Golden State offense, I don't think he could do what Clay does. Because Clay plays in the post sometimes. Clay takes mid ranges sometimes, and Clay doesn't really have a conscience. First and foremost, Clay chucks a whole lot too. The beginning of last season being a perfect example. Clay has bad habits of just chucking shots up. And Duncan Robinson, he can get hot, but not that hot the way you can keep him in the game and let him shoot through it like that. Have those stretches of games where he'll be cold and break out of it, and have stretches where he'll shoot like 45% for like 15 games straight up, and have a couple games in it with 9, 10, 11 threes. So yeah, it's just the same old tie arguments that people use for most of these players. I mean, this player is just that other player with just more opportunity. If that player had this player team, or he got to do what the other player did, he'd do the same thing. It's that same stupid argument. It's what as no other cliche term can go with other than it's levels to it, man.